Hey there, mediocre people of YouTube. So, recently, a viewer had asked me, how do you build a potting rig for your guitar pickups, a wax potting rig? Which I never really thought of, because I did show, there's a video on here, I'll put a link up in the corner there, an easy method of how to wax pot your pickups. But I guess I never really thought of, showing you guys how to build a simple rig. So I'm going to show you this rig, which is extremely simple to build, and I'm going to advise that you build a little bit better rig than we're looking at here. So you're going to need a mason jar, okay? You're going to need your wax, so you can get paraffin wax. You can usually pick up paraffin wax at the grocery store. And then I did a very simple mix of, there's all kinds of recipes for this. So this is beeswax, which you can't get it at a grocery store, but you can pick it up at like a craft store, like if there's a Michael's or something around you. So what I did is I did a very simple 80-20 mix that's very common, is 80% paraffin, 20% beeswax. So I put, and this is actually the box I use, so I put 3.5 of these bars and about, a chunk out of this huge block of beeswax. So you're gonna need wax, and there's all kinds of different recipes. Some people like to use partial soy wax, but the 80-20 recipe for 80% paraffin, 10% beeswax recipe is very common, and that's what I decided to go with. So you're going to need a mason jar and a lid and some type of vacuum pump. Now this is an extremely simple rig. This is a vacuum pump that was used for Ziploc bags. You put it on the Ziploc bag and you can pull the air out of it. That's all this vacuum pump is. Now, I would advise you against using one of these. What's a better way to do it is to go to like an auto parts supply place, like, O'Reilly's. Harbor Freight is even better, and you can get a cheap, now you can get an expensive one too, but I don't think a real expensive one is necessary unless you're doing a bunch of pickups. So what you want to do, if it's just, you're going to be doing it once in a while, is get yourself a vacuum pump that you use to bleed car brakes, and you can get one for like 25-30 bucks at Harbor Freight, and it's going to be a lot better, a lot quicker than this method. Although this method works pretty damn good, man. It's like I said, but it's cheap. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your mason jar lid. You got your mason jar lid? You're going to take that center piece out of the mason jar lid. And then you're going to have to drill a hole and then put your vacuum pump. Now with the bleeder, the car, the brake bleeder that you're going to use for a vacuum pump, it's going to be a much smaller hole. You don't need this big of a hole. The only reason I made it this big because I had to in order to accommodate this. But then what's really important, this whole thing, what's most important is that you have an excellent seal. So whatever method you use of putting your vacuum pump onto this lid, you want to make sure you seal the heck out of it. Now what I did is I used JB Weld, and that's how I sealed this pump onto here with JB Weld. So then once you got all that good, and you're going to let your JB Weld sit overnight or whatever, you go ahead and get your wax mixed up. And the way you do that is you use a double boiler, meaning what you do is you get a pot like so, and you're going to fill that pot up with water, just below where your wax is going to sit in your mason jar, and you just heat it up and get your wax to melt and mix it all together real good, and then you can start using it. You can refer to my last video, how to wax pot pickups, guitar pickups, and you can see on there the temperatures I used. And the way I found this method out, I built this rig based on a video I watched off of the Guitar Doctor's channel, the old Will's Easy Guitar. That's how I built mine, because he has a video of basically how to wax pot pickups. So that's it, man. It's real simple to build and use, and that, like I said, your biggest concern is that you have an excellent seal on this jar. It's because you need to be able to pull all the air out of it. This is, like I said, even though this pump is cheap, I mean, it's pretty powerful. It's relatively powerful. I might put a bigger O-ring in there just to get a little bit more power out of it. But like I said, if you get a vacuum pump that they use for auto brakes and stuff like that, you'll be set, man. You're gonna have an excellent vacuum pump. So there you go, man. Again, this is a viewer asked me about this in one of my last videos. He asked me, how do you build one of these rigs? So I thought, I'll put together a quick video for him, and if it helps any of you guys out, great. But yeah, man, I'm really enjoying this stuff. Doing my own guitar stuff, and again, working on the tube amps has been great. So hopefully we'll be getting some more videos like that. It's been really busy. Still got this guy here that I'm going to restore. Old tube radio. Very cool, man. Can't wait to get at it. Of course, summertime's busy, so we'll see. Anyway, hope this helped you out, and peace out.